mic muted. Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted.
Hey, that was a whole intro that didn't get heard. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back to another wonderful episode of Last Take the
Somebody
Shot
needs to
Start.
turn the phone down.
Somebody turn the phone down. Anyways, Mr. Skip. There we go. Join with me as always, Mr. Skip from Skip's Trophies and More, and
What's
Mr.
going on?
Diamond Dirty D. Fellas, what's going on with it this week?
Hey man, chilling like a villain.
Ooh, still a fan on
I'm
high.
I'm on vacation.
Oh,
What?
Yeah,
wow.
So we
hard
play the
working
Call
man.
of Duty tonight, then, huh?
Yeah, you see me on last night late when I missed.
We gonna play tonight, then.
Yeah, I'll be on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Skip, I know you gearing up for some important stuff. Everything going good?
Yeah, man. Just supporting, and we did a back to school drive this Saturday for the kids out in tomorrow, and we had a little kids marching band, and we had a lot of pop up shop vendors came through, and they brought a lot of kids uh, uh, school supplies and everything out, and we had a nice little turnout, man. Had like 50, 60 kids come through.
Oh, hell yeah.
So the parents brought them through, and the good thing was, I ain't gonna say I was shocked, but a lot of Asian people. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot,
Mm,
2 or 3
mm,
came. Some Hispanic people came, um, and I think that was more so because in the plaza where we were, there was a Hispanic restaurant. So
mm-hmm.
of course they wanted to see what was going on. We told them, "You got kids? Come on." And
Mm.
we had uh, um, gender type book bags, the one for females, one for kids, blah blah blah, and everybody got to choose, and that was nice and everything. And like I said, we had a children's band. I think the oldest person was like 12,
Oh,
and I
wow.
went live. I went live and I showed it.
Now, I saw the marching band.
Yeah, yeah.
And their
I
dance.
think the
Yeah.
oldest child was 12, and you saw the
Wow.
little boy. You saw the little boy with the drums. He was about
Mhm.
that tall. But yeah, it was nice, man. This weekend, good weekend. Sunday, what did I do? Nothing.
Cool.
I stayed home.
Best
Got
way to
some
spend it.
trophies and stuff done. Did some work. Um, that's about it, man. Weekend was great, man. Any day above ground is better than the day below.
Hey, there you go. D, what about you, man? I know you said you're on vacation this week. That's always nice.
Nothing. Nothing. Just resting. My son did go to his first football camp at West Georgia this past week. It was very interesting. He learned a valuable lesson. Playing against some of these coming from moving back from Missouri to back home. It's a different type of high school football down here in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We play down here, and he got to go against Cedar Grove, Dutchtown, and some others, and some scrimmage game. And Cedar Grove just won the state, so
Yeah,
Somebody
that's
laid
five
that
one
wood
high
on him,
school.
huh?
Yeah,
yeah, he
but you
found
want to see the girl my size, man. Those are
yeah he
grown
got
ass men out there.
yeah he got some hands put on him, and he learned real quickly. He didn't learn real quickly. This ain't nothing to play with down here. But it's a good building experience, life lessons, and everybody don't know about football. Everybody's not gonna go pro, but it's a building process to get you, for the future. Even if you don't go pro, college ball, whatever, they teach you man skills.
Mm.
Mhm.
There you go. What position does he play?
Offensive guard.
Oh, okay. So he went up against some big old 400-pound nose tackle. Fucking bull rushed right through him, huh?
No, he
Listen,
actually
Kev.
he
The guy.
actually he actually, what was it? They went up against I guess these teams are running hybrid defense, three fours instead of four threes,
A lot of switched to
and
3-4s.
yeah, a lot of them running three fours. So at the first day, he didn't know who he supposed to want to go get, and I'm like, hey, you got to go get that linebacker. He's standing right there in front of you. You just can't sit around and contemplate. If that nose tackle whooping that Simmons ass, that's on
Mm.
him. You got to go get that
That's right.
linebacker.
Especially if you
So
run blocking, you can't wait
yeah,
on him.
so it's a learning process, and he gonna get it. He gonna get it.
Yeah, but
Right.
Kev, my daughter graduated in 2020 from Cedar Grove, and they won
Mm-hmm.
the state championship in 18, 20, and just this past season. And my daughter plays soccer, so we went to all the sports games,
Yeah.
and all the kids started calling me Pop and Unc and all that because I was always there. There was this boy. I think he may have been a freshman or sophomore at the time. 6'7", 265. Not an ounce of fat on him.
Hmm.
But in his face, you could see he's a child. And
Yeah, he
I'm
was
like,
young.
oh my God. And I say, hey, man, I said, I think his name was Jay Jerome or something like that. I said, man, is your father here? No, man, my daddy got killed, blah, 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 blah. And I'm looking at him like, I would have loved to have seen his daddy at that younger age, that size. Like, what the hell are you eating?
Where did you come from? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, them kids are huge out there, man.
Hmm.
They are huge. They made Southwood DeKalb look normal.
Well, you gotta think back then. We got to get on this. I'm starting to get some research on this. Back when I was in school, South of DeKalb was the whoop stick coming out of Decatur. And then when they split the schools up out there, and made the Stevenses and the Martin Luther King, that talent
Mhm.
got split off.
That took
Cause
everybody.
I was telling my son, I say Cedar Grove when I was in school wasn't shit. And that
No.
was no, they wasn't nothing. And now since all these people have moved out there, different things, this youth football has turned into big time business and sport.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's arguably youth sports on the same level as baseball to a certain extent, far as the youth part of it. That
Mhm.
money aspect is getting there, but man, it's very expensive for some of these camps and some of this stuff that these kids have to go through to get the exposure.
Well, the
Right.
high school that I went to, my home state of South Carolina, um, they had shit. We had a whole dome football stadium. They built it like not with the dome over top, but the bowl, and then we
Mhm.
got a jumbotron. I mean, all these things. The actual campus itself to the high school is I think it's like 3 miles around.
Yeah,
Dorman University or
but
high
now
school. They call it university because of how big it is.
but now watch this. How many high schools in your town?
That's true too. It's not like it is out here where there's a high
Right.
school every couple of miles.
Right.
My graduating class was like 3,000. You know what I
Wait
mean?
What?
a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa,
All the
whoa.
kids, there's only three high schools in like a 120-mile radius
But
where I'm
listen to
from.
what you just said. 3,000.
Yes, there are 10,000 students at the school. The freshmen have their own campus.
That's the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah, that whole time. Yeah, damn.
I
So
said that right.
your
In
senior class was 3,000 kids.
Yes, I said that right, Skip.
Ooh, Jesus.
Yo,
I wouldn't want to go to that school.
Well, that was
That's like moving to a new city.
well. I told you they separated the freshmen and everybody else. All the upperclassmen kept knocking the freshmen up. So they had there were so many and there were so many people just condensed. They just said fuck it, we're gonna build y'all a whole campus.
Well, yeah, in my hometown, we have a freshman campus also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the freshmen still could play sports with the upper
Mm.
class and everything. But yeah, they have a freshman campus. Damn, 3,000. Jesus. I
I'm not
thought
lying
the
to you.
graduating
That
class of
was
400 was something.
yeah. Because like I said, we had Dorman High School, Burns, and Spartan High, and all three of those are
Gorman. Wait, Gorman? Gorman?
no Dorman,
Oh,
Dorman.
because Gorman is a powerhouse football school, high school.
Well, so is Dorman.
Huh.
Dorman was ranked number one a couple of years ago nationally.
This
Burns
is
is
the same school
always
I'm talking about then. Yeah, this is the same one. We talking about the same school then.
blue,
Damn.
blue and white.
Oh,
Okay.
I just know that Valdosta Wildcats was there. Gorman was there. Lowndes High. Both of those schools out of Valdosta were both ranked in the top 5 in the country
Mm-hmm.
in high school football.
Yeah.
So, wow. Okay. But
Well,
anyway,
fellas, let's go ahead and get into some sports while we're already on the subject. So, as we said last week, the ESPN has been doing kind of like a top 10 and top current rankings through some players, and we didn't get to cover it because I think it came out the day after we had our broadcast. But top 10 current NFL quarterbacks. Now they pulled sources from players, coaches, assistants, all types of people in order to get the information, and came back and all voted on it. And here's what they came up with: number one on the list, as we all know, Tom Brady. Number two being Aaron Rodgers. Number three being Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow, the second year guy out of Cincinnati. Patrick Mahomes at number five. Number 6, Josh Allen. Kyler Murray coming in at number 7. Number 8, the recent quarterback who won the Super Bowl, Matthew Stafford. Dak Prescott coming in at number 9, and Derek Carr at number 10.
Well, uh, everything is opinion,
Right.
and opinions don't win Super Bowls or win football games. So, uh, your boy being left off from Baltimore is because he's not an ass kisser, because he's going to do it his way, and because his way is working. Because if you think about it, they did Cam Newton the same way. They vilified Dak Prescott when he was trying to get his money. You understand me? But he showed his worth, and then once he got his money, he came back and did what he needed to do. So that's just whoever the person that made the list up their version. Because John Madden even said that he used to get flack about not making certain players 99 on his football game. You see what I'm saying? So it's opinion, man, and it's just something for people to argue and gripe about and bitch about. But I would say Lamar needs to be no lower, no higher than 7.
Well,
A
Skip,
lot of
hold that thought on Lamar for me. We'll circle back to that. But while I got you on the screen, let me hear your top 5 of the current. Since it's all opinionated, let me hear your opinion.
top 5.
Yeah,
Oh,
current QBs.
Tom. Well, I don't no particular order. I'm gonna just say Tom. Uh, um, Green Bay's quarterback. I can't think of his
Aaron
name.
Rodgers.
The oh my god, I got brain freeze. Hold on, let me go back. Okay, the Chiefs quarterback, Packers, Bucks, Josh Allen. Mm, it's hard for me not to put Lamar in the top 5.
Hmm. Okay. Well, then hold there and let me get over here to Mr. D. Oh, he looks a little busy. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say,
Come on, I got
D,
you ready?
yeah, go for it.
I got Aaron Rodgers. I got Brady. No particular order, like Skip said. Aaron Rodgers, Brady, Patrick Mahomes. Got to go with Russell Wilson.
Top 5.
And yes, top 5, top 5.
Hmm.
And see, so the number 5 is the point where I'm like, because we just saying top 5. Um, mm, might have to go with Josh Allen. Might have to go with Josh Allen. Top 5 for
Now,
me.
now here's something that kind of confuses me about this list. I don't necessarily like Joe Burrow. I'm not mad that Joe Burrow's on the list. I just don't think he should be ranked at 4 because, I mean, you're putting him over Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Matt Stafford, Derek Carr, who's arguably one of the best backups. And I say backup because he's been in the league so long and really he stayed consistent but hasn't done a whole lot. But Joe Burrow only in his second year. I mean, he had one good season, but is that enough to make number 4?
Because they're going off of age, number 1, and the team around them, number 2, and then potential.
Hmm.
See, when they put potential in it, it jumbles everything up. Because my main thing is, if you want to go off of potential, who has more potential than Lamar Jackson? Now, if you're talking about arm potential, you want to talk about brain potential, or you want to talk about the package. The package Lamar Jackson has it, because he can do it all. Now, he can't pinpoint every single throw like a Josh Allen can or Aaron Rodgers can, but he can throw that ball 65, 70 yards down the field consistently. He can hit an open receiver. He can run like the wind. You see what I'm saying? He has to be accounted for every single play because of the potential. So Joe Burrow, no, he's a pocket stand-up Brady type quarterback. If you don't surround him with top-notch receivers and a tight end and a good ball catching back, he's average mediocre at best. My opinion.
Well, and since we've already ventured into it, Lamar Jackson did not, as you see, make this top 10 list. Some people are upset about it. The quarterback who's in his coming into his 5th season with a 37-12 record, winning multiple awards. Only 13 career interceptions, 9 of which came in the 2021 season, but still, that's not too bad.
That's great.
Why? It is. And especially, like I said, on top of the many awards he's won, why do you think he didn't make this list?
Number one, his last year he had a little off year. He was injured. That whole Baltimore team had injuries from top to bottom before the year even started. The expectation was set pretty high for Lamar. I don't understand how two players are on this list. Neither one of them have won the playoff game, which is Josh Herbert.
Justin
Wait a
Herbert.
minute, Justin Herbert. He's one that hasn't won a playoff game. Joe Burrow. Let's go back to what Skip was saying about Joe Burrow. And it's another one, Matthew Stafford also. Matthew Stafford it was an afterthought in Detroit. He goes to a team, has some talented players around him. Now he's on the top 10 list. I wouldn't say that personally because Lamar can replace either one of those guys that we talking about. He's an MVP. He's won an MVP. Look what he did that year. He did win the MVP without him being Baltimore's quarterback. What we have them. That's why Joe Flacco is going off the team. So the issue is this is the thing about money also, him not being this list. Now, when he goes and tries to negotiate his money with the Baltimore Ravens, they will use this as a point of not trying to pay that man his money.
Of course,
You know,
because
because
somebody
they
at ESPN said
because they
he's not worth it.
yeah, they're gonna put in place where you have all these people in front of you. Joe Burrow is still on a rookie deal. Justin Herbert still on a rookie deal.
Mhm.
Now Josh Allen didn't
Josh
got
Allen.
paid. He got
Oh, he
paid.
just retired.
And Josh Allen is consistent throughout the
Consistent,
season
consistent with what? Throwing the ball down the field.
with keeping the Bills in the playoffs, keeping the Bills on a
This man,
winning record the last couple of years.
Wait
Defense
now.
is better than
Josh
offense.
Allen has put the AFC on notice.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Defense is better
Wait,
than offense.
wait a minute. They have a hellified defense in Buffalo also,
It was better
and
than
they play,
offense.
and they arguably play in the weakest division in the AFC. You.
Defense was ranked higher than offense. I just keep
So
saying that.
So you playing with the weakest. He playing in a weak division. I'm not gonna take nothing away from his skill set, but that goes back again. Look at the pieces that Josh Allen has got put around him. They went and got a Diggs at wide receiver. I just got information. They just signed OBJ today for Buffalo. That's a big piece. That's a big piece. Patrick Mahomes walked into a team already ready. You see what I'm saying?
What are you gonna do without little Mighty Mike?
Now look at Russell Wilson. Denver had a tight defense. All they were missing was a quarterback. They got Jared Judah out there playing wide receiver. I think the Sutherland dude is playing receiver, and they have a running back on the offensive line. Watch how Russell Wilson plays this year. And arguably, the AFC West has the best division in football. What you got for me, Skip?
I was thinking back to your top five. You put Russell Wilson in your top five
Yes.
based on what he's done. Or
Yeah,
what
this is based on what he's done. He's a
if
Super
that's
Bowl
the
winning
case, everybody
quarterback.
that hasn't won an MVP shouldn't be in the top five.
No, I didn't say that. We going
No,
off
no,
of
no. I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just critiquing the fact that if we're going to put Russell Wilson in, who's clearly on the backside of his years, in the top five, then nobody, in my opinion, should be in the top five that has not won an MVP at quarterback. You get what I'm saying? Because MVP proves that you do the bulk of the work on your offense. Russell is matter of fact, Russell hasn't won MVP, has he?
no, he hasn't.
He's been in the running. He's been second and third.
He's been in the
All
running.
I'm saying is when people say Vincent Parker said Big Bo said Burrows did more with less talent. Did more than
I don't with who?
Yeah, no, that's just his comment. Burrows did more with less talent. But when you say he did more than who?
No, I'm gonna disagree with Bo that because he had three top-notch receivers on his team. That two of them was over 1,000 yards receiving. So that's
Right,
not true. And
but you gotta like I said, the context. Who did he do more than with less talent? Is my question to him. Because just saying it, it's another arguing point. You know, and for them to leave Lamar Jackson out of the top 10 when he arguably needs to be in the top 5.
Well,
Also, remember Cincinnati did not have shit for an offensive line. I think in the Kansas City game, Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times and still won.
But they won. But see, there's a thing. Then it's matchups too. when it comes to some of these things. And let's go back to Skip Point when you bring up Russell Wilson. Now, arguably the number one quarterback they got in the league is who? Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Multiple MVP.
Mahomes.
Last time he been to when last time he been to the Super Bowl or won a playoff series when he had home field advantage. He been getting put out. The last time he went to the Super Bowl, they was a wild card and they got on a hot streak.
Yep.
And he's had every opportunity to go to the thing. So that's where the argument with him and Tom Brady come in. But I do believe that's just the top five. I like Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I really do. The kid has a long way to go. This goes back to one of our previous shows when I said some of the black quarterbacks, they never have a receiver that they put in place and build them around their team. And let's see what they can do. They always, they don't draft one or they try to bring in a veteran. And the argument is now the receivers don't want to play with him and so forth. That's the offense they're running up there. They're a black and blue type team. They play on ball control and defense. Baltimore been like that before he got there. So let's not act like it's him. They wouldn't be there without him.
Well, see, it's the age-old argument. When you have somebody that's in the spotlight and they are the shit, you got to find something to knock them down. People knock LeBron down, not changing the subject, but real quick, you'll knock LeBron down about the smallest shit. But LeBron is probably the most squeaky clean NBA player ever. I mean, nobody can say he got a speeding ticket outside of him sharing his views because he's probably one of the most watched people in the world. They still find simple shit. He cry too much. He do this. Everybody cry. It's just that he's the biggest guy on the planet. But anyway, not change something. But
well, Skip, I didn't want to interrupt you, but there was some. Did you hear about the new news with LeBron today?
Yeah, I heard it. And see, people took it out of context. Was it you talking about the statement he made about Brittany Griner?
No, the statement he made about Boston fans.
Oh, what did he say? I didn't hear that.
Well, they were doing an interview, and the guy interviewed him and just kind of asked about like what was the worst stadium you've had to play in, and he said the Celtics arena because the fans are just incredibly racist.
Of course.
But then people got upset because he also owns a percentage of the Red Sox. So they were like, you don't like our people, but it just, something when you brought up him.
That's the thing. In baseball, 90. Well, let me rephrase. Let me say this. I'm gonna say 75% of the Red Sox are non-white
players.
Yeah, the players. Boston Red Sox. You got what? Boston. The actual team is pretty much all black. The superstars. And when opposing teams go there, everybody has said, upon interviewing being asked a question about how racist and how out of control the fans were, because they used to be the Larry Bird, the McHale, all of those players. Like Indiana was the same way. People say the same thing about the Indiana Pacers. But when your team is predominantly black and somebody of his stature makes that statement, oh, well, how do you feel that way? Because it happened to him. Because he has family sitting in the audience that hears it. See, we don't want to look into why he said it. We want to look at who said it. Why would you say that when you own this? Because he owns part of the Boston Red Sox doesn't mean the Boston Celtics fans are not racist. It's more close quarters to the players on basketball than it is baseball. Baseball, you're at least 50 yards away from the player. Basketball, you're like 10 feet away. You get what I'm saying? So you can hear all of these comments. Outfielders get it the worst. In baseball, so people they never look at context. They just hear the words and take them and run with them. Like the statement that he made about Brittany Griner should be upset about the USA for not doing more. They just took that and said, "Oh, LeBron says she shouldn't come back to the United States." He never said that. Listen to the interview. He said, "If I was her, I would be more upset at my country for not doing more to get me out." That's all he said. Never said I wouldn't come back. Never said don't come back and blah, 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 blah. But, it's about who said it versus what was said. My
D, your take on that?
Nothing.
He's just going to take a shot. There you go. No. Oh, I ain't even got a beer. Oh, Not doing my
Nothing,
job enough.
nothing pretty much. I mean, if we're just talking about because we were talking about the football sense of it, all of Boston's fans have been notorious for being a little over the top. Even back, like I said, that's why I don't know but one Boston Celtic fan, and he's in our chat, and I give him hell. And I know why he's a Boston fan. I grew up here in Atlanta, and we hated Boston. We hated Boston with a passion. They did have arguably one of the most, they own black coach Casey Jones. They didn't even give him the respect he do. And he was their coach. They took a shit in Bill Russell's bed. And he played on their team. So man,
Well, people
hey,
don't
it
hear about
is.
that. They don't hear
It
about
is
that
what
part of
that's just some of the history
it.
of some of them people. But yeah, man, a lot of this opinionated stuff that we deal with from these athletes, a lot of people get sensitive about what they say, how they say it. You know what I'm saying? They still human just like us.
Well,
They
see,
just got a couple of dollar signs behind their name, and oh, you don't supposed to say that because you just
exactly.
say it person.
You
You
know,
don't supposed to do this because you just say it person. So I mean, at the end of the day, who cares? Who
well,
cares?
well, well. See, the fans feel like they have more say so than they actually have or should have.
Because of the
Because
internet.
if you put the camera in this guy's face every step he makes, grocery store, with his podcast and all this stuff here, he's not supposed to have an opinion. And his opinion is supposed to align with what you think it should be versus what it actually is. And because I see it different, then I'm this and I'm rich and spoiled and I'm over the top or whatever. And the word fan is short for fanatic. Um, the word fan is short for fanatic, and people seem to forget that.
Skip, I like your shot glass. What you got there?
This one is from Puerto Rico,
Mm.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
actually from Puerto Rico. Like I say, every time me and my wife go anywhere,
Y'all
we
bring
just
back
try
a
to grab
glass.
some good place, be it another state, city, whatever. So this is an actual hand painted one with the flag, and it's actually raised. So it's
Oh.
not. It's microwavable, not microwavable, but it's dishwasher safe and everything. But
Hmm.
we have thousands of these shot glasses, man. We do. But
Well,
yeah,
let me tell you who just spent thousands. Houston Texans have decided to settle with 30 of the women who made claims. Um, of course, the Houston Texans were being looked at for what was the word that they used? I'm sorry, my vocabulary's leaving me right now. Skip, you know what I'm trying to say here? Um,
you said they're being
enabled,
sued. Oh,
enabled. Shit.
they
Enablers,
enabled.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
enablers.
Yeah.
But see,
They were under some heat for enabling Deshaun Watson in these massage sessions.
this
So
is. Oh, go on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, so like I said, 30 women have settled with
This
the
is
Texans.
this is wordsmiths, lawyers, or advisors that come up with a way to get money out of you. So in Deshaun Watson's case, he tried to settle even before he left Texas. Nobody wanted to settle. Once he actually signed that big huge contract, it wasn't an issue for him to settle. They wanted more money. So now that he's settled with 20 of the 24, well, let's go at Texas. Let's make a big to do in Texas since he's gone. So to get rid of the remnants of all this bullshit, they'd rather just give money than it stay in the news and they constantly lose fans or the Me Too people get involved.
Mm.
So them settling with 30 women from two different cities where all these massages took place because they enabled him. Anybody in their right mind know goddamn well you can't control what a man do when he leaves the job. That's any job. Policemen are policemen 24/7. When they're off duty, you can't control what the fuck they do.
Mm.
So we're talking about a football player who plays 5, 6 months a year. And the other 5, 6 months or whatever it's left, he's free to do whatever. And they enabled him. This is all a money grab. And the team don't want no negative publicity. So let's just give him some money and make it go away. That's exactly what this is. And it's also a stain on Deshaun Watson because the Texans are bitter that he wanted to leave and all this stuff. And let's just settle and make it. Now he has to give them more money. But he
Hmm.
settled first. So
Well, yeah, the owners of the Texans came out and said we were shocked and deeply saddened when we first learned about the allegations against our franchise quarterback. Texas, yeah, that was saying where the owner said it. Although our organization did not have any knowledge of Deshaun Watson's illegal or alleged misconduct, we have intentionally chosen to resolve the matter as timely as possible. This is not an admission of any wrongdoing, but instead a clear statement that we stand for anything against any form of sexual assault or misconduct.
Mm,
So it was more they were just trying to save their own ass.
exactly. But like you said, if I know if I only had $1,000 and somebody was trying to sue me for 900, we gonna fight. I'm gonna get my lawyers. We gonna fight. But when I got billions of dollars and they only want a couple 100,000, let me get this little gnat out of my ear.
Hmm.
That's what that is. Because let them have to try to hit them for some big numbers. I see you in court, man. You're a gold digger. You coming at somebody that you know had nothing to do with it. But think about it. That's what they are.
Yep.
It's been proven. Stuff is coming out all the time about these women jumping on the bandwagon because there's a potential payday. So, like I said, without knowing no more than what we already know, that's exactly what it is. No criminal charges have been brought at all. So we're going to sue him civilly because he did do it.
This right here is a precedence that's been set that the NFL team has settled with these women, man. It's kind of shocking to me, but they don't want to pay bad publicity because he is going to be always labeled Houston Texan quarterback.
Mm.
Also, with that, they're trying to clean up a lot of mess because if they use their facilities, recommended these people to come see him or not see him or sent him out with, whatever, because that's what he got identified as Houston Texans quarterback. Again, it's a lot more information that's going to come out that I want to make sure that we have the correct information on because one of these victims young ladies might be in a little trouble behind some of this stuff, but we will see, man. Until we get all the facts and how they gonna play this in the defense, and we'll save it for a later date. But the Texans is trying to get ahead of it because it's gonna be somebody gonna get hit with some things. You know what I'm saying? There's some information out there because, like I said, if they use their facilities and they came in there and that man did anything, they were willing participants of allowing him to do whatever they claim he did
Mm.
if that's the case, because he hasn't been proven guilty of anything. But they just trying to get ahead of the curve. Just trying to get ahead of the curve because eventually, if the NFL is going to go after him, in my opinion, they need to put some sanctions on the team too, especially if they use any of their facilities or anything, private jet, car service, any of those things, or in boardroom or hotel suite or flew him out to whatever city they was in. Yeah, you part of the issue too.
Mm.
Well, that's just like saying Baltimore Ravens should have been fined for what Ray Rice did. You know what I mean? You had no control over that. And matter of fact, they were in a casino when that happened when he beat up on the elevator, or was that the team facility when he beat his wife up on the elevator? Y'all remember that?
No, yeah, that was
So
he wasn't
every
at the team.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, my bad. I was reading something. I might have not heard what you said.
Oh, but if every player, whenever he gets in trouble, is attached to a team and the team is fined or charged as an accessory or enabler or whatever the word you want to use, they might as well lock them up for 6 months while they're part of the team and then release them for the other 6 months to have do whatever they want. There's no possible way you can control what a person does when they're out of your eyesight.
Well, Skip, they won. I mean, it's two different things. That was some personal with Ray Rice, and it had nothing to affect the team. Those young ladies are claiming that some of the Texans staff or whoever was on, they hired them to come do that for Deshaun Watson. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have trainers that work on the
Mm,
staff or whatever, and
mm.
he went through the Texans to get these people, and the Texans referred them to him. So that's why they claiming like the Texans put them in harm's way of a predator in layman's terms. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And like I said, and we know it's a money. We know it's a money grab. That's
Yeah.
we all know that. So all players gonna be involved. And who's to say on the legal aspect of it that his defense team or even though the lawyer that's defending these young ladies are not sitting up saying, "Hey, I want payday from both of them." You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
But see, it's something you said then that struck a chord with me, and it could be it can always be an argument about every single statement made about any one of these women. But none of these women made a claim directly after the alleged assault happened. It was only when one woman decided, "Hey, he did this to me." Then the other said, "Well, he did it to me too." And this is what I don't get. How is it that all of these lawyers, whoever, can't see that it's about money? Because if he was Skip, run of the mill black guy, he'll 30 motherfuckers would say, "Oh yeah, he fucked me too. He did this to me too." You get what I'm saying? So the being proven guilty, innocent until proven guilty, is thrown out of the window now. Because if y'all remember, before he left Houston, everybody was saying, "Well, if it's 24 women, it's got to be something wrong here. He got to have done something." That was the consensus. And then people like me was like, "Well, man, wait a minute. We're convicting him because 24 women got on the same boat and said, 'Hey, he did it to me too.'" And now all these stories are coming out, and people are sliding away in the corner. Well, maybe we was wrong.
Hmm.
But two different localities, precincts or whatever, could not find any evidence to charge him with anything, and that wasn't good enough. And we don't see the problem.
Now we're going to go into our next subject here, Skip.
Mm-hmm.
Son of one of the accusers came out and basically said that his mother was speaking complimentary, was the word he used,
Mm-hmm.
of Deshaun.
Uh-oh. Well,
Oh,
we lost him, but I know what he's about to say. One of the accusers, son, I'm assuming he's late teens or early 20s, said that his mom was talking complimentary
Oh, right.
about John Watson.
Still,
Oh, you went out, right? You went
you
all the
went
way
out.
out, right?
oh, shit.
Yeah,
I thought I started back where I left.
oh
No,
no.
retake. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I
Uh,
started taking up for you, but go ahead.
yeah, so the son of one of the accusers comes out, and as I heard Skip saying, used the word complimentary. Said she was basically holding in high regards until these rumors and accusations surfaced. So now we're seeing exactly what Skip has been saying: the money grab, the
It's
Me
more
Too.
to that. It's more to it. I forgot which website it was I read it on, but it was one of the big ones where the statement was made by him that she said, "Well, you know what? Well, he did that to me too, so I'm gonna get some of this money." He was like, "Well, Mama, you was doing this and you was doing that," and he made the statement, the son, that if you play along, there'll be a payday in it for you too.
Hmm.
That's the other part of the story.
That's not on this article that I've got pulled
Right,
up here.
right. So again, all we know is what we read, just like everybody else. But it's kind of funny how it's damn, it's gonna sound fucked up, but it's kind of like the Bill Cosby case. You know, it started out with one number, next thing you know, it's 50,
Hmm.
and then you send into prison for something that happened 40 years ago. No proof, just he say, she say. You know, it's bad, man. When we get accused of something, we automatically guilty because we got money. Because this don't happen. Well, I ain't gonna say it don't happen. It doesn't happen a lot to people with no money that are not in the spotlight, as much as it does to people that's in the spotlight. So, in my opinion, I think there should be a law that when a woman accuses a man of something and she's proven wrong or she's caught in a lie, she should be sued and held responsible for the same amount of money she was trying to get out of him. And see, maybe if they face some jail time or some fines to damn selves, they'll stop all this bullshit. Because I don't like Deshaun Watson no more than, hey, Texas beat the team I don't like. That's it. He's an athlete. He got money. He could be this person that everybody perceives him to be. I don't know. But I do know that this shit is fishy with him. Just like I thought that shit was fishy with Bill Cosby. People can say what they want to say. But when these women get on this bandwagon or these class action suits or whatever, just because there's money involved, no other reason, because nothing else can be done to him, then when they are found, like this woman's son who came out and said all this stuff, they should be charged. Filing a false police report, what's the word? Assault integrity, all these charges, they should be charged.
Defamation of character.
What's the actor's name that won the
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
That's a great analogy but Amber Heard is now basically just going to eat up all that money in appeals and lawyer fees trying to get it overturned.
Well, see, the thing about that is Johnny Depp don't really need that money.
He don't.
But the thing is, she's still gonna have to pay it to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So when people say she's trying to eat the money up, he don't need it.
It's still gonna go out of her pocket.
Exactly. So that see, this is the look at this hand while this hand takes something out your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
For what? Because she's gonna eat the fees up. She still got to pay it. So people have nothing to say. They say anything. So I'm glad that finally it's come out that they're doing this for smear tactics and whatnot, and they deserve to be punished. Like when a woman accuses a man of that you my baby daddy, come to find out 18 years later he's not, they should be on the hook to pay their money back.
So then, Skip, let me ask you this: when you look at everything going on, and even though this is out of sports, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. Now, I think I said this on the show a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Deshaun Watson. After being found not guilty, Disney came back and offered Johnny Depp like $330 million to do another Pirates of the Caribbean movie after saying that he wouldn't, after dropping him as Jack Sparrow when all the allegations came out. So after all this is said and done, if it comes out that more women were just jumping on the money grab and this, that, and the third, do we start to see apologies to Deshaun Watson?
What difference will it make? He has his money. His money is guaranteed. So he's not going to lose nothing except for the money that he settled with for the 20 and the NFL doing what they feel like they could do to make an example of him when they shouldn't be. So you can't give him those games back that he's missed.
Mm-hmm.
You saying I'm sorry means what? You're forced to say it. See, when it all comes out and it's all said and done, they're going to be forced to say, well, we were wrong, but at the time we had to do what we thought was right. Instead of letting the process play out. Let him play football. Let everything do what happened. Then you come back and say, you know what? It was 2 years ago. They drew it out, but we still got to knock your ass upside the head. You get what I'm saying? But you want to punish him now when you didn't punish all of these other white quarterbacks that did pretty much the same thing, and in some cases worse. A year suspension. Come on, man. But that's just my opinion.
Well, with that being said, it was a CBS article that it came from Joe Sheena Anderson, who reported on this when I found this information. It was very disturbing because I read it and I was like, wow, just thinking some of these cases, that was the son. Just think about some of these young ladies that have girlfriends that set dudes up. This been going on for the test of time with certain situations, rape allegation, sexual assault allegation, or even, baby allegations or a money grab allegation. For that young man, it took a lot of scruples to stand up and tell his mother this was wrong. She said, I will make you a wealthy man if you go along with this.
What was that word you just used?
Scruples.
Okay. Haven't heard that. Never heard that.
We'll tell you what it means later.
So, I mean, so at the end of the day, man, it's sad that young man had to get interviewed. And I know I told you this earlier, Kevin. Skip knows this too. The NFL have their own FBI. They ain't got to use the government. And for them to pull that man in a room and ask him questions, that means they went over phone records. They seen the information going back and forth, text messages or whatever, flying out, going to see this man or whatever they were doing.
And
whatever
you
they
ain't talking
doing.
about no minute.
And she got paid for whatever services it was. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's a lot of stuff that's gonna come out. That's why that young man is fighting, and he settled with some and not settled with all. But he's fighting for his name, because forever on, we're gonna always know Deshaun Watson won't mess with no women. You know what I'm saying? That's just like Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby can't live down, even though he's out. The R. Kelly situation. We will always see R. Kelly is what R. Kelly is. We'll always see some of these other, rape rights will always be beat on his wife and all these certain things. Once it happens now. Go back to some of Skip's argument, Kev. Some people are highly profiled than others, and it has something to do with the inside of my skin, not the outside of it. Next.
And where the scruples come in. Um,
Oh, whoa. Whoa, I
yeah,
just see a shadow just popped up on the screen. Skip. You see a shadow just popped up on the screen?
I don't think he saw it.
No, I didn't. What happened?
A shadow popped up on the screen.
I think Mister accidentally clicked into the broadcast.
Oh, oh boy,
Oh God!
that was
All
crazy.
right.
But yeah, man,
Shit, wrong person.
it's tantamount to you, my baby dad. I'm gonna put you on child support because I can, and the government gonna make you pay. They're gonna suspend your license. They're gonna do everything, and then when it's not yours, oh, you got to take her to civil court. She didn't have to take me to civil court. This is the problem with the United States. The man is always wrong.
Mm.
He's always wrong until he gets a million lawyers to prove, well, no, he wasn't wrong. Oh, well, my bad. And that's it. No, I think they should be charged the same way he was and let them run through the judicial system and spend some money and waste some time. And don't plea bargain. Slap their ass with some probation or something. Send the message that this is going to happen to all you motherfuckers jumping on this bandwagon.
Mm.
But that's another argument.
This is kind of like the new scam. You remember
Of course.
back in the day, you go to the club, have a good night,
Actually,
you find some chick and you bring her home. Everything goes well. You fall asleep. You wake up. All your shit's gone.
well,
Well,
actually,
Now they're
actually,
just taking out the step of sleeping with the dude.
Kev, I'm not gonna say it's a new scam. It's been going on. It's just publicized because we got the internet and we got
That's very true
Instagram.
as well. We
We got
hear
all
more
this stuff.
about things.
This stuff been going on for years. So don't get it twisted. Some of us that have single parent mothers and fathers, we've seen them sneaking folk in and out the house. Yeah, on a regular level. So don't get it twisted. I mean,
well, Gucci Mane killed one dude that he was set up to be wrong with.
You know what I'm saying? So and it was by a woman that they
Mhm.
sent over there. But so again, we've seen numerous of people recently lose their lives for messing around with folks. So that other people's women and vice versa, whatever. So everybody, it's just a situation that transpired. It's just highly publicized because of the quarterback, NFL, and celebrity athletes, celebrity actors, celebrity politicians, any old thing. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's been going on. We just on a lower level of salary, if you must say. They just got a bunch of zeros behind their hand. It can happen to me. It can happen to you. It can happen to Skip. Skip can have a trophy over there, getting ready, and the lady
Getting
come
in
over
for
there,
me.
don't want to pay and say, well, Skip gave me a hug and touched me.
I'm gonna beat her ass. I'm going to jail. I'm
But
gonna
yeah, but see that's what I'm saying.
that on me.
But see, that's what I'm
I
saying.
swear
So
to God. Bitch, I
that
touched you.
goes.
Tell them that.
Skip said, I beat
But I'm
everybody.
saying that's the chance you take. That's the chance you take when you're in situations that you provide services for people. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Yes, it's just what it is. It's the chances that you take. So I'd be very careful. Somebody coming to my house and there's a woman, hey, come on over here. You deal with that. I'm not getting involved in that. I don't want to see him. I don't want no part of it. No, no. You know what I'm saying? And you see me coming out the shower all glistening and all no.
Showing off your lovely body.
So I'm good. I'm good. I don't want no parts of it at all. I'm good.
No, man.
Still gonna
I
listen to R. Kelly's music.
I have cameras everywhere in my house, outside of my house, man. So when you come, they'll see you leaving, they'll see you coming, and they'll see. Well, she didn't look disturbed when she left. She kept her composure until she got in the car and called the police. Yeah, whatever. You cannot come in my yard on any one of the four sides, and my camera gonna pick you up.
Hey, check this out. I'm just skipping my Kev. You probably don't. Kev, I don't even know. You might have been born because I was a little kid. You remember when Mike Tyson got in trouble, Skip? And when the
Yeah,
reports came out, the lady came to his hotel room. Kev, I just want to put this on your plate. That woman came to Mike Tyson's hotel room at 2 a.m. in the morning
right. To talk. That's what
to
she said.
talk. That's
Don't
what she said.
nobody
She
talk
just
at
came
2
to
a.m.
talk at 2 a.m. in the morning. Mike Tyson met her at the door with a robe on.
Right. That's the kind of talking she came to do.
A
But
Mm.
they
couple of days.
convicted him and
Yeah.
convicted him of rape
Mm-hmm.
because he had money.
Yeah, money.
And then, Mike ain't the sharpest knife in the box either. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah.
Mm.
What we got, Kev?
MLB All-Star Game takes place tomorrow. Tonight, actually going on right now. We know what? We'll talk about the Home Run Derby first because it is going on right now. Now, the big thing I know with Skip from prior shows that we've had is he's not the
Mhm.
biggest fan anymore of these All-Star games and
Because all they determine,
extracurricular.
they don't even determine home field advantage anymore. Well, no, that's not baseball. That's basketball.
But
Isn't it
Skip's not the
basketball?
biggest fan of them because
Base,
he thinks they've
baseball
lost
play for
their
home field
meaning.
advantage.
Yeah, baseball. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I
You
was just
shut up.
saying that you think they've lost their meaning. They're no longer showcasing the best of the best during the season. It's more of just get out there and kind of mess around,
Yep,
not take it as serious as usual.
that's exactly what it is. Um, in MLB baseball, the long ball and the strikeout is what it's about. Um, no, before when I was growing up, those All Star games was a chance to showcase your talent. Even more so whether you're in your contract year or your contract year is coming up. It's about, hey, look at my resume, and I'm here, so let me get this All Star Game MVP because that means a lot. Also, when Bo Jackson got to the All Star game, he was hitting home runs. He wasn't up there and running up the wall making catches in the All Star game. The NFL Pro Bowl, they don't want you to hit now. You got to pretty much two-hand tag. Why have them?
Hmm.
It's still football. You're still paid. The fans pay more to go to these games than they do regular season games. So why would I pay to see you prance around and all in front of the cameras, dancing and hooting and hollering? No, I can see that in your life when you're on your podcast or when YouTube or TMZ or somebody pick you up. The All Star game should just be that the best of the best playing the best. And even the NBA, it's a circus now. If you don't score so many points, you keep playing. And come on, man.
Uh,
Four quarters, high score wins. Get out there and play.
hmm.
So no, I'm not a fan of it no more because I think when you start taking off some of the speed or holding back from the hard hit or slowing down from jumping as high, you tear your body up, you tear your muscles up, or you pull a muscle from bullshitting around versus stretching like you're supposed to going out there playing the game. So no.
Well, one thing is, as you said, let's say it used to be about showcasing your talents. There's a big talk with Juan Soto. With they think that, or well, not they think, I think that he just declined 440 million dollars. D, you waving your hands over there.
I want to discuss this also thing
Mm.
uh, that we got away from.
What
I
time is
agree
it? But
on the NFL side of it. That's a joke. They used to play for real at the Pro Bowl. 'Cause people were trying to prove, they were going into free agency. They were trying to get a bigger contract. Now it's been flipped. It's been flipped now in the NFL because now they worried about getting injured, Joker blowing out a knee. They all of them have brands now and certain things. Pro Bowl used to be for them to build relationships to try to get on other winning teams in football. Baseball, I do kind of like because they're actually playing for home field advantage for the World Series. American League been whooping the National League ass for the last couple of years. So it's very interesting. On that aspect of it. And they festivities to me be a little bit, it'd be a little bit interesting, home run derby and some of the skill stuff. Now, football to me has a better showcase on some of the little skill games they do over their little weekend. I do like that because they had a passing competition. They used to do the 40-yard dash and some of
Right.
those things. They do have that. But as far as the game aspect, it's a joke when it comes to football. Basketball, it should be a mano, man. You got to see the stars go against each other. Now they got them where they vote because of the transition. All the players are over here and over there. You know what I'm saying? There used to be a balanced NBA. So now they got to wait till the All-Star game to make the team even with, small forward, power forward, centers, whatever. But, it really doesn't matter. I would love to see it because they did that because you remember Skip that year when the West was stacked.
Well,
They had,
yeah, but it's what it is. I mean, and those years only happen every 5, 6, 7, 8 years. That it happens
mhm.
that way. So those are just the years that the West gonna go on a run.
Yeah, and you
You know what I
and
mean?
you know
And then
and you
when it
know
flipped
that.
back to the East, like when Durant and Kyrie went to the East, you got Embiid over there, you got Harden over there, so they could have been stacked also. If so it happens.
Yeah, it
So
happens.
my point is, you don't struggle to make a team to do a photo appearance. These guys are playing their hearts out to get here. And what for them it's a great thing. It's
Ooh,
just a
yeah.
relaxing week and go meet my fans or whatever. But for me, the fan, I want to see you in this home run derby. Like LeBron James never been in a dunk contest. What? You got 7 footers to get out there and make a mockery of dunk contest. They ain't got no business being in it. This man
Hmm.
jumped from the key, but you won't get in the slam dunk contest. So this is the things I'm talking about. Why should the fans keep voting you there if you're not going to get there and do something for that right? You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, man, where I get it from their point of view. I want to make my body last as long as I can and get as much money as I can, and win a championship or whatever. But don't if you take away the All Star game, they'll complain about it. But you got there and you didn't play. You didn't give your all. So what do you need it for? You know what I mean? Now baseball, like I said, you're playing for the home field advantage, but um, the majority of the All Stars are not even on the teams that are good enough to go to the World Series or the Super Bowl or whatever. If you think about it, if they were all playing for home field advantage, you're playing for
That's
home
true.
field advantage. If you're on a good team, hopefully we'll win over here on the East because I'm on the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we'll win on the West because I'm on the 49ers. But you only got two, of a team that's very good. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
As for making the Super Bowl. So to me, they make it sound like it's worth it. But baseball is one of the ones where the crowd don't really matter because it's always one on one. It's my bat against your ball. Whereas football, it takes 11 people to be on the same page to beat the other 11 people. You get what I'm saying? So now, if the pitcher's just on and you can't hit, it's still my bat against your ball. But the crowd has no bearing on. Barry Bonds was the king of that. I don't care how much you boo me, he got to throw that ball at me. You get what I'm saying? So it's different with the fans interacting with the players in baseball than it is any other sport because
Mm.
it's just mono a mono in baseball when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it. Because I
Well,
got to hit, your job is to stop me from hitting it. But go ahead.
wh- well, I mean, on that aspect with the baseball, man, it comes down to, like you say, timely hitting and pitching. But some stadiums scare some players. You know what I'm saying? And some of the crowds, like the Yankees playing in Boston up there in Boston, the Green Monster. Some of these stadiums are very fearful for certain young players. They go in them, and the stage be big. It's kind of big. That baseball is a hard sport to master. That's why a lot of people don't get in it. You see a lot of our demographic is not playing like we should be. But man, that's a hard sport to get into when you get down to the nitty gritty. Because once you get to them playoffs and all that, it comes matchups and things of that nature. And time to hitting and pitching. Pitching more so than hitting because you got two aces on your staff and you got a 4 game series and you know damn well the Diamondbacks won the World Series because they had two aces, Kirk Schilling and Randy Johnson. So they knew
Yeah.
they had four. They had 4 games.
Randy pitched damn near every game, boy. He was
And,
not going to lose that World
and
Series.
I mean, the Braves lost the series because to the San Diego Padres one year. The Braves had the best batting lineup they have ever had in their franchise history. Sheffield, Chipper Jones and Andrew Jones, they got put out by the San Diego Padres because they had 2 stud pitchers that they knew they were going to get
Yeah,
them
but the
2 guys.
Braves during that time, the Braves had some stud pitchers their damn self.
They did too,
And Smokes.
but
And
they
they had
did
Steve
too.
Avery.
They did too. But at the
Yeah.
time frame that I'm speaking of, the Braves, when they had that squad there, Braves got put out by a lower squad because of pitching. San Diego
I'm
went
gonna
on
say
to the
defense.
worst.
I'm gonna say defense. I'm gonna say defense.
Well, again, San Diego went on to the World Series that year. The only time Tony Gwynn played and won, God rest his soul, and it came off pitching. Right now, we can look at any team. When they get in the playoffs, if they got 2 stud pitchers, I guarantee they'll go far. Because them 2 games, they know they're going to win.
Well, let me
Well,
ask you. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Skip.
when Toronto beat the Braves, who was their pitchers?
Back then, ooh, you got me stuck here.
Exactly. Not that they didn't have great pitchers or good pitchers. They
No
didn't have great
standouts.
pitchers. I can name the 4 standouts for the Braves when we lost. Now they had offense like a mug. They was Kirby Puckett and all them guys was knocking this cover off the ball.
Not for Toronto.
And so that's why I said defense more so than anything, because if one thing you can remember the Braves by is their superstar players, Chipper, Dion, Andrew Jones, all those guys. But those 4 pitchers, man, Smokes, Glavine, Avery, and who's that? Maddox and Greg Maddox. I mean, come on, man. Nobody's ever had 4 legitimate aces on one team. And they have run like no other. What they go to 9 straight?
Oh, wait a minute now. Them jumped the age. Toronto they had David Cone on their team. He wasn't no slouch, buddy.
Okay. Yeah. But my thing is, but that's one of a 7-game
Guzman. They had Warren Guzman and David Cone. That's them 2 I told you. You don't need but 2.
Warren Guzman ain't gonna skip the Hall of Fame.
He might not skip the Hall of Fame,
That's what I'm talking about.
But they beat the Braves though.
Yeah, they beat the Braves with offense. Look at the offensive lineup. Look at the batting lineup. Now tell me, name that.
They had a better offensive lineup than the Braves. I don't even have to look at that. Roberto Alomar, Joe Carter, Greg Bell.
Joe Carter killed them. I think he might have batted damn near 900 during the whole World Series.
I'm not going to say they didn't have a better batting lineup than the Braves, because usually it's always been, before it's got like it's now, the National League had the pitching, the American League had the hitting. That's why in this All-Star game, the American League been whooping the National League's ass for the last couple of years. So we have seen that.
Well, we got 2 players from the World Series. We got 2 players from the World Series defending champions, the Braves, playing, one of which, Ronald Acuna Jr.
We have 3 now, Kia.
Oh, that's right. No, Bryce. Well, are we counting Bryce Harper's stand-in?
Yeah, you got to count him. He's an All-Star. That's
William
going on.
Contreras, yeah.
Well, you got 4 because Austin Riley came. So you got Austin Riley. He made it. Yeah, Austin Riley made it, and Albies would have made it barring injury. But yeah, they got some nice All-Stars.
Well, also Acuna Jr. is going up against Pete Alonso tomorrow, or actually tonight, in the first round of the Home Run Derby. I've heard a lot of people. Unfortunately, what?
He just lost.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
I don't even have it on.
Yeah, he lost 20-19 to the Pete Alonso.
Well, since we're talking about the Braves, 2 games behind the Mets in their division, but a lot of people are saying that they're kind of hitting that stride that they did. All-Star Week is kind of a big week because it brings out that last part of the season where we start to, like I say, see teams hit these strides, and a lot of folks are saying that the Braves might end up in the World Series again this year. Skip, what do you think on that?
It depends on if we can stay healthy. Because, like you said, Ozzy is out. What 4 weeks now? 5 weeks?
Yeah.
He won't come back to probably playoff time, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. Health is a big issue with the Braves. We got a hitter-friendly park. We got timely pitching. We got good coaching. And then our farm system is churning them out too. So, and I say our because I am a Braves fan. I've always been a Braves fan since Bob Horner. You know who that is. But
I do.
I played baseball. I played third base. Bob Horner was a third baseman, and I patted myself out there because I used to crush the ball. But anyway, I think the Braves have just as good a chance as anybody if the offense crank up like it will, like it should, or like it always does. Then we're going to run and win because if I'm not mistaken, didn't Acuna didn't play in the World Series last year, did he?
No, he
No,
was still
he was
still
hurt.
gone.
You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about one of the biggest bats in the game, not just on our
Yeah.
team, and they still won. So it's just playing as a team, doing what needs to be done, and we can be there. I think.
Now speaking of a team, I saw last week, or maybe it was over the 4th of July when we didn't have our show. There was something about Freddie Freeman's old agent
Yeah,
not telling him
he
about the
dropped the
final
ball.
deal that the Braves offered that a lot of people are saying probably would have kept Freddie in Atlanta.
Mhm.
Um,
He fired him.
yeah, they fired him because of it. Now, unfortunately, there's no legal action he can take over that.
No, because you give them power of attorney to represent you.
Mhm,
And at the end of the day, it's what I think you should have, not what you want, not
mm,
what you think is best for you. See, because agents are not working on, they're working for the player, yes, but more so for themselves. Because the more money I can get for you means the more money I'll get on the
mhm.
backside. So yeah, that's what that was about.
Guy just wanted that paycheck at the end, huh?
Of course.
Well,
Well, not
well,
necessarily at the end, but same time you get yours, I'm getting mine.
Mhm.
well. At the end of the day, they go for any player across any sport. If Freddie wanted to be here, Freddie would have been here. That's just plain and simple. He would have been
Yeah, they
here.
traded him now. They traded him now.
No, he was a free agent. He didn't get traded. He was a free agent. He was free to sign with anybody. So,
But they
so
all
he didn't.
they pretty much swap players.
No, because the other guy came from Oakland. He didn't go to the Dodgers. Olsen came from Oakland. They traded for Olsen, and then they gave him a bigger contract than they were going to offer Freddie. And at first, I was trying to figure out, well, damn, y'all offered him this money. Why y'all not offered to Freddie? But you got to look at the demographic of the age too. So longer, a bigger contract, longer years that you're gonna get out of Olsen. But
Yeah.
back to Freddie again. If Freddie wanted to be here, Freddie just trying to clean his name up so he can go down and Braves lower when he retires, and they won't be mad at him. That's another. You go to the evil empire. The Dodgers have been a rival of the Braves
Yeah.
since Tony La Russa, not
And a
Tony La Russa.
baseball powerhouse
What,
for
what,
years.
what my guy name or was the manager guy? Dolly
Tommy
Lasorda.
Lasorda.
Tommy Lasorda was the manager, and I'm telling you,
So you
man,
went back then.
Tommy Lasorda used to
You
come.
went
You talking about somebody that cuss out a ump? He would cuss
Mhm.
an ump out. But again, um, Freddie had the opportunity. It's okay, man. You want to go home and play for your hometown team. Nobody's mad at you, but don't lie to the fan base to keep your name clean.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think he's
but
lying.
then, but now the agent is suing Doug Gottlieb, one of the commentators on Fox Sports, because a tweet he put out
Mm.
about him lying about the contract. Now you want to take this man to court because you saying it's defaming it's slandering your business and your company's
It is.
name. You
It
know what I'm
is.
saying? For him reporting that the Braves had a contract and he didn't give it to him. He didn't give it
It-
to Freddie. But
but
see
that would
again,
make him look bad. That would make him look bad if it's true.
so so it's kind of, you know what I'm saying, for Freddie to fire him and all this stuff. To me personally, I think Freddie is doing cleanup work right now because he came here, he was crying the whole weekend and all
And
this,
everybody was clapping and loved him. And
all that love. Again, if you wanted to stay here, hey, the agent works for you. Get my deal done. This is where I want to finish my career. That's just like me and you. If we say, hey, I want to go play ball. You want to go to the University of Miami, Skip. You gonna make sure everything is in place. Mama need house, sister need car, whatever. That's where I want to go. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You want, you know what I'm saying? So even though, and then if you look at it, the contract that he did sign with the Dodgers, once the tax hit it, it's the same amount of money he would have got here.
mm,
Yeah. But the difference is, in this case, you say, yeah, of course he could have stayed if he'd have just said, hey, don't talk to another team. Get Max Dollars out of the Braves. I want to be here. If you go on and do a TV interview and say, you know what? I'm gonna be in Atlanta, man. We just gotta work these numbers out. I'm gonna be here. I'm letting y'all know I don't want to go nowhere. That's one thing. But if you don't, just because he didn't say that doesn't mean he really wanted to leave. I want you to show me you want me here. As much as I want to stay, I need to know. I need that reciprocation. I need to know that you know what, you're a staple here. So we're gonna do you like we did Chipper Jones. Everybody know we overpaid Chipper Jones.
No,
Too
actually,
much for a lot of years, but they wanted him here. I'm sorry.
this is the thing, Skip, finna give you something. Chipper Jones had a conversation with him, told him not to play hardball with the Braves, and Chipper Jones gave back money to the Braves organization so they can try to put players around him. Chipper Jones
Right.
did that.
Okay.
Now,
And you're. I'm sorry. Go
do
ahead.
do do I believe that the Braves held on to Chipper Jones and didn't pay certain other players? I agree with some of that. I didn't understand the concept because I thought Chipper, was declining some years, but I gotta respect Chipper for what he did do, being a long time Brady. They brought him up through the farm system. He could have went to the Yankees. He had big money to go to the Yankees. Chipper Jones stayed and toughed it out. Freddie Freeman, they gave Freddie Freeman a $125 million deal. He turned that one down. They come back and put another 20 on top of it. Was 146, 147. The deal sat there. You tried to hold the Braves hostage. They had a deal on there. Now they got to start moving on because you're not saying nothing. They got a deal in place for this other young player that they're gonna pay him less money over the years. It's just like they holding hostage. The Brett Favre syndrome.
But see,
Mm.
see, this is the thing. Let's start back with the Chipper Jones situation. Chipper Jones gave that money back because he knew he didn't deserve it, and he knew they couldn't
Oh my.
award him. Without, hold on, it's my opinion. Now you just gave me yours. You said he gave money back for them to sign new players. He had to do that because they overpaid him, and then that money was inloaded. He got all that money back. We can sit here and say what we want. Don't nobody on I know give money away, and you know what? Just take that. I don't want that money. No, restructure my contract to 10 million a year, and then that last year, them last 3 years where he made 30 plus million, when he pretty much was a glorified bench rider, that's where that money was that he gave away in the beginning. So let's not make it sound like Chipper Jones was all this and all that. They gave him too much money back then, and they didn't have the money to sign the players they needed to sign at the time. So when he realized, God damn, I'm holding them up. Let them restructure my contract, give some money back so they can get people in here. And he was not. He was a shell of himself at that time. Now with this thing the first baseman, if the agent don't tell him, hey man, it's 146 million sitting here for 20 years or 10 years or whatever the case may be, how's he supposed to know? Him firing him now, in my opinion, is him not the agent not telling him, hey, they offered you 146. I shot it down because you're worth more. Well, I told him if you don't bring me certain numbers, don't talk to me. That could be why he's firing the agent because
Mm.
you misrepresented what I wanted. You thought I just wanted the max, and since you didn't get offered it, you know what, man? Let's just go on in the free agency. And people started throwing money at it. And yeah, it's going to end up being the same money, but if the appreciation is not shown, at least from my thinking of how he perceived the Braves treating him, that's why he left. So all of that, man. I mean, it's all what we think, but no, I don't buy that. I don't think he's cleaning up his image. I think he's wanting to show the people that I wanted to be here. There were some things that went on that I wasn't privy to that I should have been, so I'm a fire. But at the end of the day, we all got our own opinion about it. But that's what I think because you gone, the contract is signed. So
Mm.
firing him now means what? You know what? I'm gonna fire him so I can show the Braves fans that I really want to be here. No, it's more to it than that. If he really wanted to be here and he was misrepresented or misled, get your ass out of here because if you did that, you might mess me over somewhere else. But
Well, speaking of more contracts, we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but we went back into the All Star game. Juan Soto declines the biggest deal in MLB history of $440 million. Now, this was over a span of 15 years, and there was some news that came out that was basically saying he was not going to be getting, he would only be getting like 29 million per year. So he was still going to be getting paid less than some other cats are for a yearly. Skip, you kind of had some opinion on that.
Yeah. You know what? I'll be reading the questions in the comment section, and give me 30 seconds. I gotta reply to this question. Hall of Famer, and he didn't deserve the money. It's too funny. Gabriel, if you're a Braves fan, tell me what the fuck Chipper Jones did the last 5 years he was with the Braves, and you tell me he deserved all that damn money. Come on, man. Yeah. Anyway, back to this.
Wait a minute now, Skip. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just go back to your money thing that you talked about with the other players now.
You
You
right.
said if they worth the money, get all the money you can.
And you are
That's,
correct.
you did say that.
And I stand on that. And I stand on that.
Chipper Jones is a World Series champion. He's a
He
cog
is.
in the He's a cog in the machine.
He is.
MVP caliber player.
He was.
Arguably the best third baseman in the National League while he was playing.
Some of the years, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Golden Glover, Silver Slugger,
Yes.
batting champion. So he deserved every penny he got from the Braves.
Yes.
So
he
I can't.
He deserved to be paid. He deserved to be paid.
He deserved to be paid.
I'm saying at the time he was paid, he hamstrung the Braves. You said that. That's why he didn't deserve the money. He earned every penny he got. I never said that.
I didn't say he hamstrung him. He said out of his mouth that he gave money back to the breaker. He wanted him to be competitive. I'm not saying he
He said, "Watch your mouth, Chip is the GOAT."
So, I mean, hey, and Braves Lord, who would you name else besides the pitchers? Some of the pitchers. I'm talking about
that's what would name the pitchers. That would name the pitchers.
No, I'm talking about out the hitters on that team, not people that they brought in.
David Justice.
David Justice is better than Chipper?
I think so.
Shit me. That's why his ass got traded.
Andrew Jones. He went every year he was here. Did he not make the All-Star team?
No, he did not. Andrew Jones won multiple Gold Gloves. He did not. His batting average was up and down. He did hit 50 home runs in 1 year or back-to-back years. He was a hell of a player out there in the outfield. Arguably the best center fielder the Braves have had. I'm talking about overall Braves player. Chipper Jones is the mainstay. It's sad to say, but it is.
Did Gabriel Johnson just call me a clown?
He did.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Watch your goddamn mouth, because I bet you can't out-talk me when it comes to these sports, partner. In front of your computer, I ain't got no computer in front of me. I got a camera in front of me, and I can spit stats just as long as you can. So take that.
I don't think anybody can out-talk you, General. I don't think anybody can out-talk Skip General. In general.
Shit.
But anyway, like I said, a debate is a debate. Everybody has their opinion on what they think or who they think is the best or whatever, But I just hate when people say stuff and then you don't hold.
Get on the contract. Go on the contract, Skip. The contract. Talk the contract. Oh, yeah. The contract.
One sort of common sense. See, wording is a motherfucker. It's just like how you say something or the context you say it in. He turned on the biggest deal in MLB history, $440 million. Yeah, the number is the biggest, but per year salary, no. The amount of years to get that money, no. We have players now that's been at the league 10, 12 years, still getting $1 million plus a year. Bobby Bonilla is one of them. Who we named just a minute ago, D?
Who?
About still getting paid years after they got out of the league.
Bobby Bonilla, and I meant to tell you, it's Bobby Bonilla and Ken Griffey Jr., sir, is still getting paid by Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah.
I found it. And it's a number.
It's 13 years now, 10, 12, 13 years.
It's a
$1.2 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the contract, that long contract they signed. See, players now don't want to sign those 30-year contracts for $400 million when you get people like A-Rod sign $250 million contracts of 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and then they get re-signed to another $250 million contract, before that one's up. So yeah, he turned down the most money, but that wasn't no deal nowhere. I mean, anybody with the right kind of common sense would turn that down.
The number came to 29 million or 29.3 a year. Um, which when you got some guys making 35 and 40 million a year, it's
Yeah, but we talk about what, 15 years? In
yeah, 15
5 years,
years.
$29 million will probably be median salary.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, he's supposed to turn that down. And it's probably an
Now,
end-loaded contract.
The
also with the home run derby being tonight, I think he's hoping that there's going to be some eyes on him. Get back to the original use of these All-Star games and try to show that he can go somewhere else and still be good.
You, you know,
listen. That man, that when Bryce Harper left that team, that man went on and that man right there, Juan Soto went on and they won the World Series when Bryce Harper left. He's worth
mhm.
every penny and plus more. You know what I'm saying? The sad part is they brought this out when he turned down the contract. Now they talk about trade rumors, and they just interviewed him tonight, asking him, "Is it going to be difficult for you to play the sport right now?" And he said, "Yes, he doesn't like the fact that these trade rumors are coming out and what they're talking about because like he's just potentially is playing for a team that really don't want him." Uh, and these are what some of the control that some of these teams have with some of these players. Yeah, they'll
Yeah,
trade him and get a shitload of players for him. If they offer that 440 million, that right there, they're gonna be like, that's his net worth. Now I don't know how much he think he's going to get, but he is a top notch player in this league.
Hmm.
Do you want the evil empire to get him over there? Because they'll spend the money.
Yeah.
shit, yeah. Well, they finna spend it on their right
Yep.
field.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna spend the money, so you got to think about it. They're gonna spend the money on Aaron Judge. They gave him just a little bit this year, just hold him over. But Juan Soto, they know what they're doing. They got to see what the market is gonna be. Because if he does that deal, he gonna be stuck for them 15 years. Because that money is guaranteed. Nobody's going back restructure no contract.
No sir.
That's
Well,
what
And it's
telling
gonna
people.
be end loaded. It's gonna be an end loaded contract. See, what people don't realize about baseball and about most sports is when you get these long year contracts, just because it's 30 million a year, don't mean every year you're gonna get $30 million. It might
hmm
start out the first 3 years where you're making 15, and then the next 3 years you're making 25, and then the last 3 or 4 years you're making 40. You see what I'm saying? So that's what end loaded means. So it's not even out to where 440 million over 10 years is 40 million every year he's going to get $40 million. That's not how that
hmm
works. Signing bonus comes out of that too. So and that's what makes the salaries come down. It's a whole bunch of other incentives and stuff. But
So
yeah,
yeah, they either the front loaded or back loaded or
yeah,
however, and then some of that money. Even if they sign him to that contract and trading him, they'll be on the hook for a certain amount to pay while he play
exactly.
for somebody
Well,
else.
also
In
they do
certain
that to
in
get
certain cases.
longevity out of an investment.
Well, I mean, he's 23 years old, so you know what I'm saying he might have another big contract. Um,
Exactly. Which is why he shouldn't sign a 10, 15
yeah,
year contract.
yeah, he
hmm
might have another big contract. He ain't even hit his prime, as they would say in baseball. He's just coming. He's 23 years old. He's just coming to his old.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, I mean, smart play. Washington, they are
And they
like,
did come out and say that they're willing to listen to trade offers since he rejected this morning.
yeah, but see, this is the same thing like we were saying about the basketball situation. What another team gonna be able to offer for him and give up some of their prospects or some of their players for a rent player for the rest of the year? It's not guaranteed he's gonna sign with some of the top notch players if he say I want to go to a contender. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Look at Machado. Machado played his cards. He came out there and played for the Dodgers for that half a season. Got a bigger contract when he went to San Diego. So they traded players away, prospects to get a generational talent like a Machado, and then he left the following year. So some of these teams are like, hey, wait a minute, we
We
got
need
to
some
be independent.
guarantees.
Yeah, we got to be in the pennant race to make sure we can bring this guy in and he's going to sign with us. So that's where the trade value, in baseball come in at like that. So if not, they try to get something because he's going to walk. That's just like Bryce Harper did. Bryce Harper walked, and they got
hmm
nothing going.
Well, you're right. But it's one of the things now to where we as fans, people on the outside looking in, we like to always tell the players what they should or shouldn't do, and like a lot of people are. Well, me and Kev had a disagreement about players don't deserve all this money. I say yes, they do, and then I turn right around on this show and I say, well, he didn't deserve that money. When I made that statement, it wasn't about he didn't deserve it for what he's done, but at the timing when they paid him all that money, it hamstrung the Braves, which is why the restructuring came. and he had to give money back. And like I said about the end-loaded thing. But this stuff here, man, these teams now are hamstrung if they don't already have a good core in place. I'm not gonna trade for a guy and give away all my future good talent to keep him 1 year, 2 years. It just doesn't make sense. And then I got to pay him 40+ million a year for the 1 or 2 years he decides to stay. I think, and I think I said this last Monday, when a player signs a max extension or max deal with a team, they should be stuck with that team for the duration of that deal. With the Durant signing the max extension with Brooklyn. Oh, you stuck. You've goddamn, if they trade everybody away, you got to pay 105. You stuck with that team because you held them hostage to get that money. So now honor that contract. You get what I'm saying? Football is the only sport where all the contract is not guaranteed unless you write that into the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way a team should be like the Lakers with who was it? Houston to sign Westbrook to that deal where it's $47 million this year. Wasn't it Houston that gave him that extension?
It's between Houston or Washington or the Wizards. It's the Washington because he got
whoever signed into that contract, that max extension, he should still be on the team. Because that's why you signed it, because that's why they gave you this money, because hey, you're gonna take us on to the future. So now all of a sudden I'm not happy, or my supposed to be superstar teammate is not happy, I want to go. No. Stay your ass here. Deal with it. And that's what should happen. The owner should have some kind of get back. Because all you gotta do is say I'm unhappy and I'm gone. And now Kyrie, the Lakers they're really trying to finagle this thing to where he comes to the Lakers. I'm a Laker fan. I would love to have it, but I think it's bullshit. I really do. I think it's straight bullshit that the team can get him for the $6 million exception or whatever it is they're going to work out to get him here because this player's unhappy or he decides, you know what, I don't want to be here no more. I just think they should come back to the table and come up with some kind of agreement.
Well, that's the difference in the sports that we deal with. The NBA is a player-driven league where the players control their destiny. You see what Aiden did. Aiden signed an offer sheet to go over, and I know we getting out what we're talking about, but Aiden signed an offer sheet to go to Indiana, and Phoenix had 48 hours to match the offer. They did it the next day, and
they did it like it was nothing.
Yeah,
but
like the highest offer sheet.
They're going if they make a trade for Durant, he's going to be in that trade.
The same thing with they can't trade him, Skip. Can't trade him. That's in the contract. They can't trade him for a whole year to the following January. Let me go back to the Durant thing. Adam Silver, stay focused, stay focused. You stay focused.
Okay.
Stay focused. You stay focused. Because I need you here. I need you here. Adam Silver came out and went against Durant for some of the stuff they've been doing, man, with the franchise and signed that big contract. And when he said, I was thinking about you, I said, God damn, Skip might have been on to something right there. He said he didn't, he basically didn't appreciate what they had Durant and Kyrie them had going on toward the league. Oh yeah. Yeah, Adam Silver. That's why I say he one of the great commissioners that all these sports have, because he speaks his mind. He give them their leeway, but when you're doing some fucked up shit, he gonna say something about it. Like, that's messed up. You got this money from this team. They offered this money to you. You don't want to honor the contract because it ain't going y'all way. That's what I was trying to tell you. His legacy, what it's gonna stand on. So, hey, I'm done. Go ahead, Skip.
He tried so hard not to laugh.
Gabriel, okay. We're going to get you on here one day, man, so we can actually look at each other and talk shit to each other. But let me say this. What I just said was the Lakers are going to figure out a way to get him. I still stand on the statement that I don't like him. He's unpredictable. He does not need to be a Laker because all it's going to take.
Skip, hold on. Skip, hold on, Skip, hold on. You know what happened? I'm gonna let you finish. You take them to give you a little bit to go with your argument.
Yeah.
You see, he didn't show up the other day when LeBron and him and DeRozan supposed to play it in the Drew League. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was helping Kobe's lead thing. I saw that.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
But I still don't want no parts of Kyrie, Gabriel. What part are you missing here? I said the Lakers are going to figure out a way to get him. And then I said it was bullshit that they can finagle a way to get him. He's a great player. I said that then. If it was up to me, fuck Kyrie. But the Lakers are trying to win. Will he be able to help them get there? Hell yeah, if he plays. But where you? I'm missing the point where you say, "Oh, now I'll take him." I have no choice. I'm a fan. Now, if it was a fan vote, I'd be the number one person to say, "Hell no, let Kyrie stay where he at," because he's shit on every team he's been on. Now, what makes the Lakers any different?
Oh, so you take outside of you, the Lakers make that deal. You're a Lakers fan. It's what it is.
Laker fan, period.
It's what it is. What it is. So,
I've been a Lakers fan since '79, partner. And a lot of y'all weren't even living in '79.
Hey, Skip, before you get on that,
if they get him, yes, I'll take him. But who am I to say, oh, you know what? I ain't a Lakers fan no more. They got Kyrie. No, I ain't got the 4 teams. That's the Lakers, the Braves, the 49ers, and the Hurricanes. I don't switch them motherfuckers up for nothing. If Florida State win, fuck Florida State. I'm a Hurricane fan. I love my teams. And see, there he go with that clown shit again. Me and him can't talk no more. Fuck him.
Hey, real quick.
Okay, y'all don't do that, Skip, because everybody got
the name D. I don't play like
Hang on, D. Gabriel, I actually might have something you might really enjoy. So over here at Last Take a Shot in the Dark, Skip, go ahead and take your shot. We have a product that helps fellas out. CBD4ED.me. So if you're having problems in the bedroom, fellas, or if you just feel like heckling our host Skip, go check us out. CBD4ED.me. Might give you something else to do. As you saw in the ad, get your boys to the finish line. Go to CBD4ED.me, use code ACC22, and get you a nice little discount. Well, fellas, the last thing I'm going to go into here is this comment from Ryan Garcia. So Ryan Garcia knocked out Javier Fortuna in the 6th round. This now makes 19 of his 23 wins by knockout. Ryan Garcia is 23-0. And when he was in the post fight, now they asked him about the fact that he's been fighting at 135, but he actually did this fight at 140. So they said, are you going to stay here? Or are you going to go back down? And he said, I want Tank next. If Tank wants it at 140, let's get it. Are his exact words.
Money. That's a money fight.
Well, Skip, that was actually going to be my question. Now, even though he is 23-0, has he proved himself to be enough to take on this fight? Here's the better way for me to phrase it. Is he ready to go in here and win a fight against Tank Davis, or ready to go in here and get the paycheck from fighting Tank Davis?
Well, that's what it is. That's what it's about, is the paycheck. The last boy that Tank fought was undefeated. He was bigger. He was stronger. And everybody thought, well, maybe if he catch Tank and this and that, come to find out he really can't fight. He's just stronger than most people he fight against, because it was one punch that put his ass to sleep. Now, I don't think Ryan Garcia can take the kind of punishment that Tank could dish out. I'm not saying Ryan Garcia can't fight, but at the end of the day, there's other people that I think should be in front of Tank. I mean, in front of Tank when it comes to Ryan Garcia, because who has he beaten? You know, I mean, he's undefeated, yeah, but who has he beaten that's made him number one contender? He has a belt, yeah, but what big name fighter has he beaten? You know, like what undefeated fighter has he beaten? What knockout artist has he beaten? You get what I'm saying? So he's just a guy with a belt. No knock on him because he's great, good, but he's a guy with a belt that hasn't lost a fight. That's what I see. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert at boxing, but what's his resume say? You get what I'm saying?
It's a money grab, money fight. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Roller only had what 14, maybe 16 fights up under his belt,
16 or
and
17.
yeah, but and that was more or less because he was talking shit.
He was
That was a
talking a lot
talk.
of shit.
That was a
Yeah,
talk
but he
shit
was a
fight.
knockout artist too now.
Yeah, yeah, he was, but he was talking shit. So that's how they get. So ma- he was talking a
Shit.
whole, he was talking cash shit. Now it's just what it is. This guy here, all of them getting the ring skill. We've been watching boxing over years. You know what I'm saying? You got to see your boxing expert. You'll sit there, somebody get a name. Yeah, I want Skip next. Now everybody got to go see who Skip is. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm
You're
saying? You know
correct.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's been going on in boxing for years because even Davis, I didn't know who this boy was, and then somebody said, "Oh, I want Tank Davis." Tank? What the hell is Tank? Let me go find out who Tank is, because since Floyd was the big money draw in boxing, because of
Mm-hmm.
the heavyweight belt being gone, it made us start tuning in to some of the middleweight, lightweights, featherweights, and some of those super welterweight type divisions
Super
because we
well.
don't have that's a division. Uh,
They come up
you
with
know,
so many just random names for
yeah,
these weight
and
classes.
and I agree. I think Floyd might have said it, and one of the boxers said that they need to cut this shit out and get one or two belts and call this shit a day. Because all these different belts, the WBC,
Yeah, every
the
7 pounds is a division.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, wait a minute, how is he going over there fighting that one and that one fighting over here? Like, damn. And then, you know what I'm saying? How is this happening? But Garcia wants to be known. He's trying to get his weight up, get his money game up. And who else is going to fight but Tank? Tank is the money draw right now.
Yep.
Every fight.
Damn.
I ain't talking about Bud and the other and Spinks.
No, 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 no,
And
no.
Spinks.
The boy that just won the belt. No, no. The
Oh, the
young
other
black
yo,
kid.
yeah,
Yeah,
the other one.
yeah.
But I'm saying, far as prime time pay-per-view and all this here, Tank is the one the last couple of fights Tank's been making up. Yeah. So that's what they like I say, they gonna get in the ring and do all that boasting and bragging, just like we, like saying the same like professional wrestling. Yeah, I want the champ next. I want, you know what I'm saying? I want all this. And then because they saying that they're looking at the money fight. You know what I'm saying? If he don't challenge a Tank or anybody that way, he might fuck around and fight somebody else and lose. Now that money is gone.
Right. And that's you're right. Just like I always say, get the money when you can. But again, I think there's more lucrative fights than him and Garcia. Him and I can't think of the kid's name that just won the 3 belts.
Oh, give me a second.
Um, him and this guy would be a better fight. I think this guy has what it takes to make Tank really work. Or and
The
if
other,
Tank,
the other guy.
yeah, the other guy, not Garcia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Hold on.
I think if Tank slips up, he can hurt Tank. That to me is a better fight. But again, the powers that be are going to look at the gate and say, hey, no, this fight is a fight we need to make. It'll be on the same level as Pacquiao Mayweather fight. And I
Mhm.
don't think it'll be that big, but for what's out there now, it'll be the biggest. What do you think, Kev?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of along the side of it all comes down to I think he wants to get the paycheck. He's got in. He's had some good fights. I mean, you can't knock 19 KOs out of 23 fights. You can't knock that. But the fight, and I'm trying to remember the guy he fought before this. But
Was it
it
Haney?
wasn't
Is it Haney? Is it, excuse me? I'm sorry, Kevin.
Haney,
Is it
Devin
Haney?
Haney.
Devin Haney.
Devin
Devin
Haney.
Haney. Yeah.
So he's at 135. He got all the
Hmm.
belts at the 135.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got all the belts at 135.
And
Go ahead.
see,
I'm
he
But
would be
sorry.
too
no,
small for
you
Tank.
good.
If he doesn't bulk up and hold the weight, he would be too small for Tank.
Hmm.
But Tank is not a big, a tall guy in stature, but he's strong as an ox. So a 135 pounder coming up 7 pounds, or what is it, 6 pounds, 7 pounds, and being able to hold that weight and keep everything,
But
all his faculties and speed and everything, it'd be a hell of a thing to do. So, you know,
Well,
so what you
I
bringing up at
am.
Joe? You got to
What
kill.
D?
I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I say what you bringing up that Devin Haney's guy for
Mm-hmm.
the young man Garcia calling out Tank. That's just a money play. The fight is Devin Haney and Tank Davis. It is because what I see here, Haney got all the
Yeah.
belts.
Yeah.
Tank has the regular light heavyweight championship belt. That's the fight right there. That's the fight. We might be a long way off, but that's the fight. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So, and that's
yeah,
the fight.
that's the one that makes more sense.
Yeah, if I was Tank, if you want to go down in some boxing lore, that's the fight you need to make. Fighting Garcia, either way, Garcia, you don't get nothing out of fighting Garcia but a notch on your belt. Garcia gains more recognition fighting you and a chance of beating you than you beating him. So yeah,
Very
I
true.
mean that's just my opinion.
Yeah, but are him and Garcia in the same weight class?
I
Yeah.
don't, this is the thing.
Garcia goes between this 135, 140.
But yeah,
And
but
Okay.
so do the
Haney has
other.
all the belts at 135, correct?
Yes, and
Yes,
so does Devin Haney and Tank. They kind of fluctuate in that 5 pound range.
Right. So
it's
which
kind
belt
of
does Garcia have is what I'm asking. He
see,
has a
it's
belt,
kind of
correct?
weird. It's kind of weird because what I'm reading here from 140 is a Josh Taylor that has two belts. He has the WBO, IBF, and the other two belts are vacated, which is the WBA and WBC. That's at 140 junior welterweight. Then we go on the lightweight, which we said is Devin Haney. Junior lightweight is the 130. I don't see this man's name on this list at all
Yeah, he
between
doesn't
130
know.
and 126.
He's ranked number 6 at the 135. Ryan Garcia doesn't hold
At
any
the
belts.
135.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia
See, so
doesn't
that's
have
the
a belt.
thing.
No, Ryan Garcia doesn't have any belts. So that's why he was saying he
Yeah.
called out Tank Davis in the hopes if I can go in there and beat Tank Davis, I can get to Devin Haney.
Shit, he
But
can
that
get
is
to
the
Devin
thing.
Haney quicker than
Has
he can get to
Garcia
Tank.
fought at 140?
But I think
You
he
heard
can
me?
get Devin Haney before he can get Tank, though. In my opinion,
Kev, you got me?
What'd you say, D?
he's breaking up. He froze.
Yeah.
But don't you think though, Kev, watching boxing, don't you
Well,
think that it would be
I was saying, if you say he fights it, does he go?
every time you put him on the big screen, he freeze?
Can,
Look, get
Damn,
your
no,
it's
I'm
right.
here.
It's
No, I stopped talking. No, I stopped talking. No, I can hear you talking, Skip, so I stopped talking. Oh, no, I stopped
Oh,
talking.
go
I
ahead,
was
go
letting
ahead.
you finish what you were saying.
Yeah.
Keeping you on
Oh,
the
what I'm
small
saying is,
screen.
I was asking, because does Garcia fight at 140 sometimes? Because
Yes.
the main play would be for him to go after these. If he does, he needs to go after these two belts that are vacated. That makes no sense for him to go
He's
after
fighting
somebody.
at
Go get them
140
two
now.
belts. Now y'all got a money fight. You follow me, Skip?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you got two belts. That's the WBA and the WBC that I'm looking on this list that are vacated. You can go get those belts. Then you got a Josh Taylor here that has the other two belts. You gotta think about what your money. Tank Davis is just a name that everybody wants to go after because they thinking that's the money fight. But if it's
Mm-hmm.
nothing, you don't bring nothing to the table for what Tank gonna fight you for. Is it a
Right.
big money? Will it be a big money fight? No.
Well, yeah, but see, now we're looking at it from one side.
40,
Tank
60
wants the
split
money too,
again?
but Tank wants the
I
money also,
don't
though,
think
D.
so.
But Tank wants the money too now. One of the reasons why I think he got off under Mayweather's umbrella is because Mayweather wouldn't make the big money fights for Tank. That's what he was talking about. I want to fight everybody in front of me. I want the big money fights.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Tank wants the money just as well.
That's why I said 40.
Well, D, go ahead and hold that thought because speaking of Mayweather, I did some research the other day and saw something about Mayweather McGregor too. So we're talking
Bullshit.
about money grabs.
Yeah, but they fighting in the Saudi over there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely a money grab if it's
Mm-hmm.
true.
Yeah, because
If
I mean, right now the PGA is going through a big thing where the Saudis are offering them a lot of money to come play over there.
and they leaving,
Mm-hmm.
they
Hey,
leaving.
and you see what happened. You see what happened today. That broadcaster from NBC, he didn't left to go over there and broadcast it. He been with NBC doing golf for NBC for years, and whatever they offer, they ain't saying. But buddy, he got 10 golfing tournaments to do for them out the
Yeah.
year, just
And
10,
they
and
But they're banning them from coming back to PGA.
But see, that's the thing. Pretty soon it won't be a PGA. You
That's true.
watch.
That's true.
You
Golf
watch.
is
Phil
slowly
Mickelson, when he
dying.
left like he did, they were like, oh,
Hmm.
fuck Phil. Yeah, but they were like, well, why would Phil leave here where he's revered and just go over there and start playing? Money.
Hmm.
So, yeah, these guys are getting the fuck off the bandwagon. You watch.
D, let me get your
But
last take before you break up again.
Um, hey man, we living life out here, man. We've been having some senseless things going on in our area that we have been dealing with the gun violence and things of that nature. It's not a day that I don't wake up and we see terrible things happening in this world. And I just want, we gotta get this together. Usually, sports, we talk sports, we fuss about sports, and it brings brotherhood together. There's no race involved, and you make more money, I make more money, you got a better car, you got a bigger house. We just talk about the teams we like and we love, and that's what I like about it. On the camaraderie of sports. So everybody be safe, good. I'm on vacation, so I don't give a damn what y'all really do. But oh, cool. Be blessed.
man, when it comes to these sports, man, we all have our opinions on these different baseball, football, basketball, hockey, whatever. They're just opinions. And one thing I don't do is call people out of their name about their opinion or about how I perceive your opinion or whatever. I'm saying this because Gabriel Johnson, I don't know him. I think Lil D knows him. I don't call people out of their name for a couple of reasons. The main reason is if you call me anything other than my name or what I told you to address me as, we're going to have a problem, be it physical or whatever. So I'm gonna choose to not comment to this guy anymore because the keyboard will cause you to say a whole bunch of stuff that when you see a person in person, you'll say, "Oh man, I was just in the moment or whatever," and I'm not that dude. So, with that being said, man, hope you continue to watch and have fun and comment or whatever. But I won't address any more of your questions because I just don't play that way, But my opinions are just that, mine. If you don't like them, I get it, cool. But calling people out of their name and all that there, you know, I ain't hard to find, man. But anyway, that's my last take of the day, man. It's just sports. It's just commenting. So peace out.
Well, I don't have too much. I do want to add though, we have a call-in line. We can also send a link for you to join our glorious podcast. So, for fans, viewers, anybody at home who might be a sports fanatic, or just want to get on here and talk some shit, as long as we can keep it somewhat in the realms of what we're talking about, always welcome. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. We will see you next Monday. I am your host, Mr. Kevlar Treat 'em Swell. Joining with me, as always, Mr. Skip at Skip's Trophies and More, and the Mr. Diamond Dirty G. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We will see y'all next time right here on Last Take, A Shot in the Dark.